Ethiopia is working hard to increase the per capita income of its citizens to middle income levels by 2025 and expects the private sector to play a key role in supporting this effort. Accordingly, the government of Ethiopia has designed a private sector strategy to modernize and enhance the productivity of the agricultural sector, as well as increase the technological sophistication and economic contribution of the industrial sector. Ambitious targets have been set for the industrial sector, with micro, small, and medium enterprises development identified as a key industrial policy direction for creating job opportunities for Ethiopians. The World Bank Group has recently carried out a study to better understand the operational environment for SMEs in Ethiopia and identify constraints and potential opportunities. Among the key findings of the study is the existence of a missing middle phenomenon in Ethiopia, whereby small enterprises are more credit constrained than either micro or medium-large enterprises.
So the objective of the study was to examine the financing constraints of Ethiopian small and medium enterprises as one of the key obstacles to job creation and growth. As a matter of fact, small and medium enterprises in Ethiopia are facing a lot of challenges. On the demand side, they are less likely than large enterprises to have access to loans or an overdraft facility or a line of credit. They are more likely to be rejected for a loan, and they are also less likely to apply for a loan given they are discouraged by the too high collateral requirements. On the other hand, on the supply side, small and medium enterprises are underserved because microfinance institutions cater for micro enterprises, while commercial banks tend to cater for larger enterprises, and this leaves small and medium enterprises financially excluded.
In order to have a complete picture of SME finance practices in Ethiopia, the study used a combination of both demand and supply side analysis, linking information on firm experience with the reporting of financial institutions on their business practices.
So the study starts with an analysis of which firms are the main net job creators in Ethiopia, and then focuses on the financing constraints. To do that, we used 3 surveys, 2 demand-side surveys and 1 supply-side survey. 2 demand-side surveys, the Ethiopian survey of large and medium-scale manufacturing industries, and which is an unbalanced panel of 6,000 firms covering from 2000 to 2011, so giving the possibility of observing firm dynamics across 10 years. And the other survey is the World Bank Enterprise Survey, which is a cross-section done in 2012 with 800 observations, and which allows to give more insights on the service sector and on the micro enterprises. On the supply side, we administer an ad hoc survey to 16 financial sector institutions, both including commercial banks and microfinance institutions, and covering over 90% of the total assets of the sector. By using both demand-side and supply-side surveys, we can get the full picture of what are the common practices for SME finance in Ethiopia.
The study proposes that the government of Ethiopia could increase the economic contribution of SMEs by following policy directions geared towards creating an SME finance culture, encouraging commercial banks to provide credit to SMEs, supporting innovations in financial products and lending technologies, addressing SME-specific factors through business development skills, reducing collateral requirements, developing market credit information, as well as creating an institutional framework for alternative sources of funding.
So the policy recommendation of the study can be summarized into 2 main categories. The first category is a set of intervention that aims at promoting banks' downscaling intervention. And this is done by giving to banks the incentives to look to this SME sector through the provision of dedicated liquidity and technical assistance to commercial banks and business development skills to small and medium enterprises. The other category is about supporting the enabling environment for SME finance, meaning all those interventions that will help on the collateral front, on the credit information front, on the creditor and debtor regime front to create that conducive environment for SME finance. Both these type of categories will allow to have an intervention that complement other interventions which are already ongoing in Ethiopia. For instance, the Women Entrepreneurship Development Project is an MFI upscaling intervention which is currently ongoing, and it will help the combined action of the banks downscaling and the MFI upscaling will allow to tackle the missing middle segment. Moreover, it will help to create the ecosystem of small and medium enterprises that will support the industrial zones that are currently being created.
The interventions proposed by the study complement ongoing initiatives that the government has put in place to support the industrial sector and the promotion of SMEs.
The study provides key insights on challenges and opportunities of SME finance in Ethiopia. So the World Bank is confident that by implementing some of the proposed recommendations, Ethiopia will be able to further reduce poverty and ensure shared prosperity among its citizens.